Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Taylor. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and check out all of my other videos. But today's video is going to be a home-like video, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys what to expect when you move in with your significant other, things that will amplify, things that will change, things that will be challenging or maybe the unexpected when you move in with your partner. I think that this is important because moving in with your significant other, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your fiance, your husband, your wife, whatever, it's a big deal and it's a blissful time. My fiance and I have been living together for like over a year now. We're about to be married in like 70 days. And when this happens, obviously you're gonna have like some input from family and friends, and people are going to be in your business. And our main thing was neither one of us had ever lived with a significant other before, so all of our friends and family were just saying how difficult it was going to be and how challenging it was going to be. And my mom was telling me like how much of like a brat I am and how spoiled I am, and I'm gonna have to get over some things. But at the end of the day, I think it's important to focus on your relationship because you know it best, even with everything that's going on and all the input that you're getting. And of course, from your family and friends, hopefully it's all out of love. But I just wanted to give you guys some tips, some practical things to expect that will change or amplify. And then I want to share with you guys a few silly things that were unexpected for me, so maybe you can be prepared to expect them too. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, y'all, so I have my list in front of me. Y'all know I'm a list person. And I also have some notes in my little handy dandy notebook too. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to expect or to be aware of is that you will grow even more. Some couples think that, oh, we know each other so well, like nothing's gonna change when we move in. And that's true, like to an extent. Like my fiance and our move-in process wasn't very challenging because we already knew each other very, 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 very well. And at the end of the video, I'll share why I think it was so smooth for us, but you will grow even more with each other. You think you know each other now. When you move in, you're gonna grow even more together, and it's gonna be, you know, a beautiful thing. Another thing that I want to add to that is when people say, oh, you don't really know someone until you live with them, I think that is true. You know people, but you don't really like know them, like know their spirit, know their core, know their energy, until you know you live with them. It's like you know them with your eyes closed. That's like the best way that I can explain it. And it's a beautiful process to realize those things and to grow together once you become one household. So the next thing is vulnerability. If you are a person that like you don't like to like address your problems, and you like to put stuff off, you don't like to deal with stuff, this is going to be an issue for you moving in with your significant other. Because if you're having a bad day, if you're arguing, if things just aren't going your way, you can't run away from that. Like when you don't live with your significant other, you can be like, oh, like I don't really want to see you today, like I'm busy. Like you can make an excuse, you can like not answer the phone, like you can make an excuse, you can get out of it. But when you have to go home to this person every night, you can't avoid it. Like you can't put off facing the issues. You're gonna experience a new level of vulnerability with each other. And if you're not a very vulnerable person, then this may be challenging for you. But I believe in you, and you can get through it. Okay? So the last point is that you may be a little annoyed with each other, and this is normal, especially if you are an introvert like me and you don't mind the solitude, you don't really like to go out, you don't really like people. Luckily, my fiance is kind of like the same way. Like we're both homebody, but I think I'm more introverted than he is. So yeah, you may get a little annoyed with each other in the beginning because you're spending a lot of your time together. You're waking up together, you're going to bed together, especially if you moved in during like quarantine. Y'all together all the time. I really, really feel for people who moved in together during quarantine because y'all probably got tired of each other really, really quickly. Um, but yeah, it's normal. You may be a little annoyed with each other. You may get sick of each other in the beginning a little bit, but that will pass. And you will learn to kind of like still give each other space in your home. All right. So now I want to share with you guys some like funny things that like happened that were like maybe challenging or that I just didn't expect to do. And the first one was like peeing in front of my significant other, my now fiance. When we dated, I just thought like peeing in front of a dude was like the most unladylike thing. And I never peed in front of him when we were dating. And we were long distance for 6 months before we moved in together. And as soon as we moved in together, I was like, I'm at home, I'm comfortable, like forget it. Like, so I just thought that was very funny. Another challenging thing for me was cooking and meal prepping enough food for the both of us. And obviously, like I'm not just cooking for myself anymore, I'm cooking for him too. But I don't think I realized how much he eats until we moved in together. Because when we were dating, we were long distance, we were, visiting each other in different states, always going out, always making kind of like an event out of visiting each other. So I don't think I realized how much he ate until we moved in together, and I would cook something, and obviously like I was cooking more because I wasn't just cooking for me, but it still wasn't enough. So I had to learn how to meal prep in bigger batches. I'm better at it now. It's still something that I am kind of playing around with and trying to perfect. But yeah, and I have a small appetite anyway. Like I don't really eat a lot. So that was just something that I was like, dang, like I did not think about this. So yeah. The third thing is underestimating the amount of work it takes to keep house and home for multiple people. Now, I'm like a very traditional, old school Southern woman, because that's the type of woman that I was raised by. So with moving in with your significant other, if you're working towards marriage, obviously you're going to be showing some husbandly duties and some wifely duties, right? So I was like, I'm a cook, I'm a clean, all this kind of stuff. And we don't have kids. We don't have kids yet. But it was still difficult, like working full time and keeping house and home. Like I don't know how my mother did it. So that was challenging for me. So we just kind of like outsourced and delegated. So now I do the laundry, my fiance does the dishes, and we have a housekeeper that comes once a month to just give our place a good deep clean. But yeah, I thought I was going to be able to do it all. And just with my lifestyle, I do enjoy my job. I do work full time. I just started a business this year, 2021. So it was just a mundane task that I felt was taking up a lot of time that could be put towards seeing other results in different aspects of my life. So not saying to be lazy and to clean and not to clean and to just hire someone. Like we definitely pick up after ourselves. Our housekeeper actually says that our place is the cleanest place that she keeps. And I did this for like a couple months, y'all. Maybe like we just hired a housekeeper recently. Like it hasn't even been 6 months yet. So for over a year, I was just kind of like tiring myself out, trying to do any and everything. And it's difficult for me to ask for help, like as a woman. So I just had to break down and like had to tell my fiance, hey, we gotta do something different. So that's something that I didn't really think about. That was unexpected. How hard it is to, keep house and home even for just like two people. Like I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like when we have children. But yeah, okay. So the next thing was making time for quality time. When you live together and when you're constantly together all the time, you have to be intentional about spending time together because you're constantly in each other's spaces. So continuing to have date night, continuing to check in with each other, have, honest, deep, vulnerable conversations with each other, continuing to dream with each other, like that's something that we had to just become more aware of. That is something that we just had to become more aware of and be intentional about, because it's easy to become complacent in that. Like when you, I guess, like even if you just been together for a long time, it's not even necessarily just about living together, but even when you've been together a long time, you have to, still date each other and keep the spark alive and things like that. And when you first move in together, it's kind of easy to slip into that kind of complacency and just like hanging out, but not like having quality time. So just be aware of that. And the last thing that was harder than I thought it was going to be is merging our lifestyles and like merging our finances and all that kind of stuff. When we moved in together, we knew we were moving in together and work towards marriage or whatever. So we already started like merging our bills and our finances and like creating like a one household budget, and that was more difficult than I thought it would be, just because you've been financially independent, for so long, and then bringing that together takes a little longer, it takes a little work. But I'm actually kind of happy that it took us a while to get everything together, because we learned a lot in that process, just about like who we are financially and what's important to us, and then setting financial goals and all those types. So I almost forgot, I wanted to share with y'all some things about what I think made me and my fiance's move-in process smooth and fairly simple. One, when we moved in together, we were only dating for a while. I don't think it had even been a year yet, but we've been friends for a long time, and we've known each other since we were 13 years old. So we were very, very, very comfortable with each other. So I think that solid friendship and being comfortable and knowing each other very, very well made the process a lot smoother for us. We also planned for a long time. We probably planned a good like 2 or 3 months of like what our moving process was going to look like searching for apartments, financial planning, so that we wouldn't move in and then like have an empty home, like not have like furniture or anything like that. So we planned for a long time, and through that planning process we were able to get like very transparent with each other. I think having the support of our family did help. I know everyone's circumstances are different, and you may not have the best at home situation, which prompts you to move in with your significant other, or your family may not support y'all being together. I know everyone's situation is different, but I think us having the support of our of our parents and our family members, and us just having good relationships with each other's family and parents helped as well. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. I was about to forget, so I needed to refilm and just put this clip in here. But yeah, I just wanted to share some things that I felt like made it easier for us. And I think the main thing was us knowing each other so well. Although we did move in together fairly quickly, we had already had like 10 plus years of friendship. So I wouldn't recommend moving in like super duper fast with someone unless that solid friendship and really knowing each other, having a platonic aspect within your romantic relationship. I think that has to be present, and it definitely helps. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. But yeah, you guys, that's it. I hope this was helpful. I hope it gave you some insight. There is a corresponding blog post to this video, so make sure that you check the description box below. Head on over to my blog and see all of the content that I have over there. And I will see y'all in the next video.